Hey everybody, it's Michael. Today I'm going to talk you through some of the secrets of the design on the MAVEN Quick Case. We've received a number of emails from some customers who are frustrated with it. They're throwing it away shortly after opening their box. And I would say don't do that until you watch this video, at least so you understand what the thought was behind it and how it works properly. And this will all make sense. So if you buy a medium or a large size filter set, anything from 52 to 82 millimeters, you're going to find this in the box. So long story short, when I first got my filters and I was doing the testing for the prototypes and whatnot, I would always carry them in a stack, just like this. The stack is great if you are going for portability, but there's a problem that you'll notice with this after the fifth or sixth time you start shooting, is that when you're shooting and you need to get a filter, there's this dance of prying the filters apart. For me personally, I did not enjoy doing that over and over again. I wanted something faster. The driving force of the MAVEN Quick Draw was usability. And the idea behind it is to make a world-class case designed for functionality, designed to make it easier and faster and more convenient to use the filters. So the thought behind it was, I was thinking, hey, it would be great if there was a case where I could still carry them all together like this in a fairly compact case, but keep them separated so I can pull them out one at a time without them sticking. And I started asking myself other questions. How can we make it easier to use the filters? And something that I don't like about certain filter cases is that they're opaque, meaning you can't see through them, which means for every shoot that you do with an opaque filter case, typically you're going to open it to confirm the filter's there, because if you don't and you get out on location and you don't have your filter, now you can't do the shots you were planning. And in the event that the filter wasn't in the case, now you have to go on something that I call a filter hunt, looking for the filter. And because many filters are black, now you got to pick up the lens and look at the lens barrel. Is it on there? Not a fan of those things. So I wanted a case that would allow us to confirm whether or not we had the filters without even touching it. So it had to be transparent. So separate the filters, transparency, and I definitely wanted them all together, because opening one lid for 5 filters is easier than opening 5 lids for 5 single filters. So I started, sketching things out, and we made probably 40 or 50 different prototypes on a 3D printer. This is what they originally looked like. I couldn't see through them, but I had a water bottle that I use. It's blue. I was like, it'd be cool if it was this blue, but we couldn't get to this point until we had the final, version of it ready. So I knew it was going to be something like this. And what I want to do now is to load this, because many of you have written to us being frustrated that the filters don't fit. And what I want to point out is that the slots are different sizes. This slot here, as it's open towards me on my left side, this slot here is a medium size, and these 3 ones in the middle are slim. These are more narrow, and then we have a large slot on this side. Now there's some logic behind this, because I wanted the case to be adaptable for you, meaning that you could use the case in different ways. The way this works is that the medium slot holds the medium size CPL. And you'll notice that it's a little concave sometimes. So what I do is I'll take an edge and I'll kind of use it to guide it in there like that, or lead it from the front of the case a little bit. Something else that you'll notice is that I wanted them to still have some magnetic attraction so they would stay in the case. But the problem with this is if they are not magnetically aligned, what you will start to see is the polarity effect of the filters resisting the case. So they'll pop out like this. So with this in mind, we want the filters to be magnetically aligned. What I do is I just use the left side for the smaller edge and the right side for the larger edge. The 3 ND filters go in the middle. This is what I'm talking about right here. I'm not a fan of that. So this goes in here like that. And then we have our UV filter like that. So you'll notice that there is magnetic attraction in here, and they're sticking together. So the idea behind this is to prevent the filters from going flying everywhere. So if I was to tip this over, you can see they stay in. I can hold them upside down. Obviously, if I shook it hard enough, they would come out. But the idea on this is to have some magnetic attraction as they rest within the case to prevent accidents. So just keep that in mind. Middle slots are for ND or slim filters. We have specialty filters coming that will fit in here. CPL on the far left, and we have our large slot here on the far right. And my manufacturer sent me a video, and she's like, hey, this is not good. And I said, no, we want to keep it that way, because Some photographers may not use a filter, they'll take it out, and they may want to put something like a back cap in there. Or I don't know, maybe they have a step-up ring they want to put in there. Now we have some customization ability. So this last slot holds a large size in terms of width. Something else that I recommend is that as you carry your filters in your bag, put the leading edge out somewhere so you can just glance in your bag and you can see, okay, I got all my filters in there. I don't need to open it. I don't need to look at it. It's going to save you some time. Something else I want to address real quick is how can you remove the filters without them sticking to each other? We get a lot of emails about that. People don't like it because of that. It's pretty easy. What you're going to do is use your thumbs to hold down any filters you don't want to take out. So if I wanted to take out this polarizer, I would hold the rest down. And if it was one of the middle ones, use both thumbs. I'm using my left thumb on the polarizer, my right thumb on the rest. And what I'm doing is taking my index finger and just rolling the filter towards me. So this was the whole idea of the MAVEN Quick Draw, is that I could access the filters, grab which one I wanted, depending on how I'm pinning the other ones down. See how that works? And it accomplished what we wanted to do, is to make it more usable. I've even had people email me who initially didn't like the case, and they would come back later and said, you know what, I've changed my opinion about the case. This is my favorite way to carry it. I carry this in my pocket. We obviously get some, questions about putting a belt loop on there, and we have prototypes that will allow you to connect to your belt loop or to a tripod. But for now, we're just going to go with the simplicity of the MAVEN Quick Draw case. Again, we make it in large, we make it in medium. It's designed to help you have a more enjoyable shooting experience together with the filters. They go hand in hand. But hey, I don't propose to know how you're going to want to carry the filters. It's just one of the many options we have. I want to say thank you to everybody for your support on MAVEN filters. It's been an incredible journey, and I'm just so happy that you finally have your filters in your hands. If you have any questions, let us know. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.